Welcome to Is It ADHD Your Life? A Couple's Perspective, where we unravel what it's like to live with ADHD within a relationship. And this week we're asking the question, is it ADHD or is Adam still looking that I'm here?
Oh. Nice.
How are you?
I'm very good, thank
Yeah?
you.
Yeah, good, thank you. Let's talk about the past 2 weeks then.
Mm-hmm.
So, we've had big things happen.
It's been a very, very big...
And I wanted to touch on kind of like how you've dealt with it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the main problems that we've had is we've had quite a bit of car trouble, haven't we, both our cars?
Yep.
But one of the biggest problems that we had was Mum of the Year here gave our 18-month-old son the car keys and he locked himself in the car in Asda car park.
Yes.
Okay, so when I first texted you or rang you and I said what had happened, what?
I think I dealt with it very well.
Honestly, you were amazing.
I was
Yeah.
calm and...
Yeah.
Okay, let's deal with it.
Yeah.
Let's phone 999.
Yeah, phone the police. I just read it online. Phone the police. But what I did think was you were calm and stuff, but I could feel a bit of like anger towards me and like coming off you in like heat.
No, I think I was very careful not to show that. I shouted when I hung up the phone.
What? No, did you?
I like,
Did you actually?
But I was very calm.
You never told me that.
It's because the baby's life was in danger.
And I was obviously a bit traumatised.
It was an experience.
Yeah.
And then I'm coming back from a party, so I've got luminous shoes on, big bright flowery shirt on, come to help you in Asda car park and 4 real men, one of them being a policeman.
Yeah.
Policeman come with crowbars and everything. That was lovely.
Yeah, one's a policeman, one's like, I'll break into your car. One's like, do you want me to smash it for you? You're like, no thanks lads, got this.
Then I gently tried to smash the window. To get and then the security guard just came up, put a towel around his hand and went bang as hard as he could, glass everywhere.
The fact that he went like, yes, afterwards for me. See, I think you dealt with that very well. But then obviously through the week as well, we've had the other car breakdown and stuff. And again, I feel like you've handled that.
I dealt with that, but then was there not something the next day that was just like the straw that broke the camel's back?
Yes, it was. So obviously, I said there was smoke coming out of the car.
Yeah.
Then it broke down. Then we got we had
got serviced.
Got serviced, yeah. And then you came home from work that Tuesday.
Smoke
and the
coming
smoke,
back
yeah. So I feel like that was like...
Yeah. And then obviously we had to get to Glasgow for the weekend,
yeah.
so we were panicking a lot about cars. But I think overall it was dealt with very good. It was
honestly so
right.
so good, yeah. I think it could have took a very nasty turn.
Is that the thing where you can like go mad, the ADHD thing where you can go mad at little things, but when big things happen, it's all right?
Maybe, actually, yeah. So you handle big things better than you handle little things.
Or maybe I just played it to make that fit.
So this week then, our topic is basically... It's more about me than it is about you, isn't it?
It's not all about you, Donna.
It's not all about you, Adam. Every week it's about you. And it's all about how I handle the whole ADHD thing.
Because the whole idea was it's a couple's perspective, and we talk a lot about what I go through, what I do, and what I've done, but it'd be nice to hear your side of things.
Amazing. So I've got just a little bit of...
Monologue. She's made a monologue.
I did call it a monologue this morning, but...
No, how unprofessional. I've not done that for ages. Oh, apologies.
Right. So, for those that don't know, his phone just went off. I didn't actually hear it. Okay, so if you are the non-ADHD partner in an ADHD-affected relationship, you're likely to experience more than usual amounts of frustration and annoyance because of your partner's behaviours. You are not alone. In fact, the relationship failure rate is twice as high for individuals with ADHD. And it goes on to say that over time, the non-ADHD partner becomes increasingly discouraged and is usually the one who pulls the plug on the relationship.
Nah, I doubt it.
I always beg you not to believe it. But I found that interesting. And I think, like, to start us off, that's kind of like a good basis.
Okay.
But yeah, do we start from the beginning or do you want to do your questions first?
No, you go for it. I've got a list of questions. I've prepared. Today's podcast is sponsored by ChatGPT.
Oh, it's supposed to be a secret.
It does. It prepares everything for you. It's amazing. So I've got a list of questions, but I know that you wanted to talk first, and then we'll
let's talk about the timeline then. So obviously we first met. And from my perspective, I feel like at the beginning of a relationship, everyone tries hard, don't they? So I don't think when we met that there was any kind of signs for me about ADHD. But then I also think that 5 years ago, I wouldn't have even known what ADHD was.
No, me neither.
Probably.
No.
So
you gave me it.
I infected you. And there was little things that you did, but I just thought they were like your quirks. So, for example, you didn't like... No, but like you didn't like living in the living room. Yeah, and we've discussed this already. And sorry, you didn't like living in the living room, so we discussed the fact that you would then go to your bedroom and eat your custard in bed.
Yeah.
Okay, and we've discussed the fact that that's probably part of your ADHD, isn't it?
Maybe I don't like sitting.
Yeah.
That's a lie.
Yeah. But then back then, I just thought it was kind of like your little thing.
As did I.
Yeah. I've just got some notes. Sorry.
Okay.
You were very much a people pleaser. And again, back then, I thought, wow, he's very much a people pleaser, and I loved that, obviously. But now looking back, it's probably part of all the symptoms.
Yeah. And now it's not you that I'm trying to please all the time. So you're gutted.
I have to come back seat. Gutted. And as well, the big thing at the time was we were still part of COVID, so you didn't have the business side going on. Because obviously you had to stop doing parties. Yeah. So I didn't see that side of you that would rush out of the house or that would come up with an idea that you wanted to implement like 5 minutes ago, that kind of thing. So I didn't see that when we first met either.
What about when I first started staying at your flat, and then I stayed like enough times to know how to get to work, and then I phoned you to tell you that I was in Tilsley or something when I was trying to get to Haydock.
Oh my God, no, that is coming back to me now, yeah.
So I would still get lost going from your house to work. Alarm bells, red flags.
But again, like, because it wasn't a thing, it's mental, isn't it? You just think, oh, they're just quirks, and that was maybe making me fall in love with you.
Oh, here we go, too soon.
So yes, I didn't see the signs, and obviously I just thought that you were a bit awkward as well, maybe. But now I know that it's, 95% of it is probably the ADHD.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but remember when we were a guest on a podcast this week and you called me Ditzy? Ditzy. Yeah, you called me Ditzy.
I can't even touch on that at the beginning. But yeah, we were guests on a podcast, and because he asked us questions as well,
Ditzy.
Didn't he? I don't know why I said that word. It's not even a word that I would use, like, ever. But I should have said quirks. Quirks is a better word. But again, he asked us, didn't he, about like when we first met and like what did I see? But
Ditzy.
I just saw an awkward man with little quirks, and
that's not changed. Still an awkward man.
No, but now I think you've got, and now you're very awkward. Now I think you've got something to blame it on.
Yeah, but
And maybe do you use that too much?
Okay.
But it's not about you.
No.
So then we had a baby, and then everything changed, and it was from that point. It was from that big change in our lives that it all came to like fruition.
If you want, that's good.
Your symptoms got worse. The baby, is it linked to ADHD? Did it bring out the symptoms worse, or did it just the fact that this is what goes through my head, or is it the fact that you not use the baby as an excuse for not that, but just the big change maybe?
I think that's what we covered, it's hard for everybody. Everybody struggles when they have a baby, but I think it's definitely amplified everything.
Oh my God, massively, And then I always used to say, you can't blame everything on your ADHD.
That's it.
I still think that.
ADHD.
No.
You still say it?
Yeah, I do.
A lot this week, actually.
Really?
Yeah, you've said that a few times this week.
So, because from my perspective, I feel like there's a bit of change in you. Kind of, I don't know.
No, don't hold back. Just, it's about getting your view.
I feel like you lean on it a lot.
Right, okay.
And I feel like you would say, oh, it's because I've got ADHD. And you don't say it, but I know that is what you would come out.
Okay.
Do you agree with that, or do you think
I think, since we've found out about it, then 100%. As I say, I can make things fit.
But do you reckon that's a you thing, or is that an ADHD thing? Like, I'm convinced that it's a you thing.
I think some of it might be a me thing, but some of it might be. So what's your thought? Do you daily think, oh, that you need ADHD?
There is something every day in our lives where I know that you're going to blame your ADHD for what's happened, or...
But I don't. I think we've said this before. I've never actually said...
You've never said it?
No, I think I did this week because I was joking. A couple of times this week I've said I'm neurospicy.
You have. Or for things like not wanting to make a phone call. So for example, getting the window fixed, right? And you're like, oh yeah, I've done lots of...
online research.
Online stuff,
Easy.
Sending messages. But I'm the one that's got to pick up the phone.
Yeah, because I would have just paid the £450 they wanted online, whereas if you pick up the phone, you got it for 140. Everyone's a winner.
Why can't you pick up the phone? Because I've got ADHD. Honestly, that's where that conversation goes.
Fair dues.
And it's little things like that I think, like this morning, we're on about using our David Lloyd membership.
Wow.
Name drop. To other gyms that are available.
Yeah, it's free. It's free because I do parties. Don't tell people I'm a member of David Lloyd, you know.
And we're going to go and use the pool and stuff. Oh, God, bit my lip, sorry. I've played a lot recently. You ring him. Why you ring them, Adam? You ring and ask.
No, I don't do phones. That's a whole different episode. I don't do phones.
So for me, on my perspective, it's so annoying. Like, because I feel like I've got to step up with the adult the majority of the time.
But you're good at it. You're a teacher. You've got a teacher voice and everything. You're an adult.
You're an adult?
No. Mm-mm.
So another thing as well.
Oh, good.
Oh, no, I don't want this to be like a...
No, it's all right. I can take it.
You go outside and you start weeping.
Weeping. Oh, you're on fire.
So we have a group of mechanics that we use that we like.
Yeah.
And I've never made it clear before how much I don't like taking the car there, and you just think that, oh, I'm so happy taking the car there.
Yeah, you're good to take. You're going to flirt with them and that and get it cheap. You don't want me cramping your style.
So I think you make up pictures in your head of stories and scenarios of what happened.
That's
right?
not made up. I thought that was what happened.
Made it up.
I thought you loved it. I thought you've got a rapport with these men.
Oh my God! Do you know that sound?
Oh, you've got to save money somewhere when you're paying for the David Lloyd men, but I can't believe you put that in.
But sorry. Again, like, it's like I've got to take on that responsibility. I do feel like since we've discovered the ADHD, my responsibility has like stepped up.
Right, okay.
Within not just a relationship, but within all parts of life. Okay.
Tell me more.
Well, I don't think that things would happen if it wasn't for me. Like, that sounds wrong, but
no,
but
a lot of the time it's true.
I'm trying to think of example, but I'm not trying to take credit or anything like that. I just.
But then is it ADHD or is it that I realise you'll do this stuff?
So this is the thing, right? So I've been doing a lot of research and stuff.
Oh, good.
And there was an article that said, I know it's part of one of your questions, but basically that you become the mum and the ADHD person relies on you too much. And do you think we've got to a point where maybe I have done too much or I do too much? And
I do. I think, so I've had a lot of coffee this morning. I think it could be a mixture. I don't think I rely on you because there's a lot of the stuff that I probably could do, but you do it.
So is that ADHD or are you just lazy?
No, I don't. I think there's a lot of stuff that you do and you're better at.
Okay.
And we know that and you hate it when I say that you hate that.
Because I think it's an excuse.
Yeah.
To get out of it.
Some of the times it might be, but a lot of the times it's not. Stuff like, there's a lot of business stuff you're better at. You're much better at social media. You're much better at stuff like that.
Oh, I take that on board and I agree with that. Mm-hmm. But
better at doing the dishes. Better at cooking. There's loads. But there is some stuff like that and even baby-wise, there's stuff that you're better at changing nappies.
Getting dressed. Get him up, put him to bed. Do you think that you rely on, not rely on me then, do you think that you rely on them situations a lot? Like, do you think you just...
I think there's a part of me that will
take advantage.
Maybe take advantage a little bit. I think there is that could be something that I do. Maybe.
And that goes through my head, you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that goes through my head. Like, I think, like.
But you don't say it.
So the reason I don't say it is because, again, something that I've come to realise is sometimes I'm scared of saying stuff because I think I might get hit. No, I'm joking. Joking. Because I think I'm worried about how you will react and how you feel. So we have very good communication. Mm-hmm. However, there are times where I wouldn't speak out as much as you do.
Yeah.
That's fair, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But the reason probably for that is, I mean, I've never been a good, very speaking about my feelings kind of thing. I just cry instead. But I think I'm more worried about how it will affect you.
Okay.
So coming here today, I'm very nervous. And I never get nervous about the podcast.
Right.
But I get nervous today because I might say something that might offend you. And I know that you read my face sometimes and you can flip a switch and like your mood just goes down.
But I think that's part of the not saying, because you don't say a lot of what's on your mind, then... That
frustrates you, doesn't it?
Yeah, because then you can see it in your face, and then that makes me think, what's up? And then what's up? What's the problem? What's up with you? Why'd you hate me? Like,
yeah.
So that can turn the other way as well, by not speaking.
So would you rather that I spoke out more?
Sitting here right now, yes.
When we get home, it's a different story, innit?
No, that's not what I meant. But then, like, if you did, then I know I can get my feelings hurt very easily.
Honestly,
I'm aware.
And it's not that, like I don't want people to think that at home I'm, like, living on eggshells. Like, that's not exactly, that's not how it is. Mm-mm. I just, so for example, give you an example. When the baby got locked in the car on Sunday, I tried to phone a friend of ours first before I even told you, because I was worried that you'd been at work, you'd been a really busy day, and I didn't want to burden you with that then, because I was worried that you were just going to, like, flip a switch.
Yeah, you're scared that I would go mad.
Yeah, and not so much mad at me. I'm not bothered about you going mad at me. I just don't want you to get stressed and stuff like that, and because then the ruins the rest of the night.
Yeah, but then you told me that, and that was... That hurt me, because I'm like, no, your fault. It hurt me because I think, why can't you? But then when you look at it from an outside perspective, then it makes sense, because you would think that I would lose it or whatever. And
you absolutely didn't. And you absolutely didn't, and that was amazing.
But I get it. I understand why you must have thought like that, and you've got in touch with your friend, and that's... But for me to look back at that, I think, when you first said that, I'm like, oh, that's horrible.
But and I hated telling you that, because I didn't, do you know what I mean? And I felt guilty, and the fact that you didn't even answer anyway. But... I know, yeah, that's
in
my face. But I felt really guilty, and I think I go through a roller coaster of emotions every single day. Not in a bad way. Yeah. I love our life and our relationship and stuff, and I obviously wouldn't still be here if I didn't.
No. David Lloyd membership and that.
And you constantly tell me I wouldn't get anyone else, but.
Wow!
I'm only joking. But I do go through a roller coaster, because I am very aware of your feelings, and I think that takes precedent over how I'm feeling in my head.
Right, okay. That's not nice. That's...
I don't think it's not nice. Like, as in, like, I know what you're thinking now. You're thinking that's not nice on me. But I just think that your feelings matter more, and they shouldn't, but...
Yeah, but then that works both ways, I think, as well, because I'm always thinking about making you happy and your feelings. So that could be just a normal relationship thing, isn't it? People just try to make each other happy. Yeah. Levels, isn't it?
Oh, it's all about the levels. But you are up here.
Is that because I'm more vocal about how I'm feeling?
Maybe. And I'm not as vocal, am I?
Mm-mm.
So sometimes I think I've caught it. And we've discussed this, haven't we?
That was going to be the episode title, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
In fact, still could be. I've got a list of stuff that your ADHD does.
Oh, have you actually? All right, okay. So I won't touch on it now then. I'll wait. But yeah, I think the biggest thing is the feeling thing. And I think that you see a lot of that, like, women who are just like, never put your feelings before a man's and da-da-da-da, but I feel like it's not as easy in real life.
But does everybody do it? Are you always just worried about the other person's feelings?
Maybe maybe we need some people to comment and tell us.
Do we need some time? Maybe me time? Should we have a break?
Absolutely not. But it's interesting, like, do other people...
Yeah, tell us.
Yeah.
Comment below.
Do you want to give me some questions?
I do.
I'm excited
yes.
to get into these. Okay. I'm nervous but excited.
Okay. Sponsored by ChatGPT.
And you're not going to hold anything against me?
Absolutely not. No. That's
something else that I think you see, is that you bring up things later on in life, right? As, like, what do you call it when you as a
callback.
A callback, yeah. So, and I feel like you hold on to a lot of things, not nastily, but you'll make a joke about it. So for example, if I've said something to you that, like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example that's not embarrassing. If I've said something out of place or...
You're milking this. No. You've said something out of place.
No, but like, I've said, I don't know, but then you'll bring it back like 2 weeks later.
As a joke?
No, yeah, but I think deep down, like in my head, deep down, I think, he's not joking.
No, it's because it's hurt me deep. Right, questions.
Right, go on.
Okay, some of these, I only read half of them.
Oh,
so,
Jesus.
but the first half were good.
Okay.
So let's see how we go.
Okay.
I've got 10 questions. I've got 7 wild cards.
Jesus. Okay.
And I've got 3 parenting and home life questions. So we'll see how we do. Question 1.
I love this. I feel like I'm on, like, Parker getting interviewed.
What was your first...
Good start, I do.
What was your first clue that life might not be entirely straightforward?
Wow. I think when we moved in together, and I think that the job thing came back, I think it was all kind of crazy then. Yeah. And I think that, like, when you started, like, I bought this magic trick today, and I'll just go and put it in the garage and not deal with it again. And, like, let's do this today, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I think that's when it started, like, Adam's not normal here. Like, he likes to hone in on one thing, and then...
So you thought, this is exciting. That's what I'm getting.
Yes, yeah. Definitely exciting. Yeah, let's say that.
Right. How has your understanding of ADHD changed since we got together?
Interesting. So it definitely has changed. So obviously when I started teaching, it wasn't that long ago. So we'll say, I think it was like 3 years ago. And ADHD for me, you just think of it as like naughty little boys, and we've talked, and girls. We've talked about this, haven't we? Like, it's just like, too energetic, and they're jumping off couches and etc. But now I realise that it's a lot more than that, and there's a lot more symptoms to it that you don't recognise. And that there's probably a lot of older people in life who've got it, so adults, who probably don't even realise they've got it. Yeah,
definitely.
Because they just think that all their life they've not managed to pay attention to one thing for longer than 5 minutes, for example. But that, with other stuff, could be ADHD.
Like a quirk.
Like a quirk.
No, but if you say that all these things are like quirks, but actually it's
the bigger picture, isn't it? And I do think that living with you has definitely taught me, or being with you has definitely taught me a lot more about ADHD, made me understand it better.
Is that because I've done an extensive amount of research and tell you every day?
And you can do a podcast about it. But I think it's made me a lot more, what's the word, patient. Like, I have a lot of patience anyway, but I think it's made me channel my patience a different way, and maybe channel what I need to do in life a different way, maybe.
Okay, deep.
Yeah, it was actually, wasn't
it? What's one ADHD habit of mine that absolutely drives you mad, but now you...
got it.
Not wait.
Oh, sorry.
It's not finished.
I had it.
No, well, that might change, but now you secretly find endearing.
Oh, absolutely not. So,
answer the first one. Go on.
What has been grating on my cheese grater recently is, have you seen my e-cig? Have you seen Have you seen my keys? Before you've even looked. Well,
if you know where it is, then what's the point in me looking everywhere then asking
But I, in my head, I wouldn't dream of saying to you, like, have you seen my keys? Before I've looked for them myself. That's how our brains differently work, obviously.
But what if I know where they are?
Well, I would ask you afterwards, though, but I would look first because I'm an adult and I want to be independent. Don't want to rely on my dad.
But what you've told me is now you find that endearing.
No. What I do find endearing is maybe your impulsivity.
Okay.
Not in a bad way. I think you've taught me to be more impulsive, and sometimes it's not good.
No.
But a lot of the times it's nice stuff, and so last Wednesday we picked the kids up and we went for ice cream on the park, and that was lovely, and that was all your idea, and it was just lovely to like have that family time, and that's not something I would have.
No.
Maybe because I didn't have a family before, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I'll take that. I'm all right with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the other stuff? The finding stuff?
Nah, that's cool. So this is the one, I think this is, have you ever felt like you had to become the parent in a relationship? And it also says, you're not my real mum. Well. It also says, let's talk about emotional load and the balance of responsibilities. We'll just put this down for a wee bit and let you go.
That's it. Now this podcast is 2 hours long. So, in a nutshell, I feel like I am more adult than you sometimes.
Yeah.
I feel like I do too much for you and probably do become that mum role.
Okay.
Not in a...
No.
And I don't mean... But things like, for example, like, I don't... And we have a talk about this all the time, but, like, I don't take responsibility for finances like you do. So, here we go again.
Right.
So, like, you're in charge of, like, our bills and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's... But that you're taking an adult...
How's that going?
I know, yeah. No, but then you're taking the adult bit on there. But I do think that I'm probably a little bit more adult than you sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. But I do all the washing.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Which I'm very grateful for.
But can that not be a good thing? So rather than it being a I don't think it's a parent. Well, sometimes it can be. Sometimes it is.
I feel a lot of pressure.
How many times do I say you're not my mum?
Yeah, all the time. So, well, 3 times a day. But I feel a lot of pressure sometimes. I feel a lot of pressure that I've got a lot of. I just got a lot of stuff that I've got to do, and it just feels like a lot.
Yeah. But then can that not just be the perfect match for a relationship where you've got somebody who's adult and then somebody who's fun?
So this is what upsets me a little bit. Because when we first met, you would say that you said to me, like, I've changed since I became a parent. And not in a bad way. No. But I'm less fun, maybe. I think I'm less fun. You've not said that.
Right.
I think I'm less fun. But then I wonder, is that because I take on more responsibility and it makes me less fun?
No, it's because you've realised that you need to be. You need to be.
That upsets me a lot.
But that's life, isn't it? You need to be more grown up and stuff to deal with.
But then I lay on the floor the other week and like had your older son and then our son climbing all over me, covering me in coats and cushions and stuff. Couldn't bloody get up after that. Like, so it brought me back, and I thought, oh my God, this is adulthood.
I don't think you're less fun. I think life got more difficult. That stuff got added. I don't think you're less fun at all.
Right. Okay.
You still get involved with all the spontaneous stuff. We still do a lot of stuff that's, I think, amazing.
I think it's just like home life. Like, for example, I don't ever get the board games out with the kids anymore. And that I keep thinking about this a lot because I love a board game and you don't particularly like them. So me and the kids used to play board games when you went to work. I don't do that anymore, and I think like stuff like that I feel like I want to bring back. But by the time I've put Theo to bed and I've done the dishes and I've tidied up, I just want to lie on the couch and like, do you know what I mean? Like it's hard.
I don't think that's less fun. It's just that life's got a lot into it and it makes you tired and there's a lot more going on. Yeah. So you're not my real mum?
No.
Okay. Right.
God.
No, I've actually read a lot about that and how that can wreck relationships.
Yeah, absolutely.
That the non-ADHD person takes on the role of the parent. But does that not happen in just normal relationships?
I think women do that anyway. Well, I think women will take on that role because we're a lot more sensible than men, maybe.
Moving on.
I will say though, I think a lot of the time for other couples that could go unappreciated, and I must admit that I know how much you appreciate stuff that I do. So I will caveat that with that and say that I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah. But I think that's because I can see it. I know,
Yeah.
I notice it and I recognise it.
Yeah.
Which I think makes a big difference because at least I know.
Yeah, no,
really
it's true that because you do appreciate a lot and you tell me all the time. So yeah.
Right. The next one's too deep. We might go back to that. Have you ever taken something personally only to realise it was ADHD related? For example, being distracted mid-convo, or forgetting something important?
Well, so I forgot something important.
No,
so
me. And you have took it personally?
But I would never take it. So I have learned to not take stuff like that personally.
Yeah.
So, because you do get distracted through every conversation, and me and your daughter will look at each other because we can be having a conversation and then all of a sudden you're on Facebook scrolling and me and your daughter will look at each other. I just feel like I've give up. And I don't take it personally because I know it's just you.
I love the way you sell me in this podcast. Everybody must be thinking, oh, she's so lucky.
I am lucky. But it's true. Like, and you're better to bear all the not lie about it. Mm-hmm. But it is true. You do get distracted by scrolling on your phone, and we can literally be. Or one of the good ones is, let me tell you this. What are you telling me I do? No, but I don't ever get like annoyed at it or anything like that because it's just you.
I've not even heard the second half of that because I'm looking at the next question.
Good one.
Right. That's better. What's the funniest situation ADHD has landed us in as a couple? It says missed flights, lost phones, hyper-focused disasters.
I don't particularly think we've had any disasters, have we?
No, not so much.
I think that I love like our. It's not the question, but like I love the spontaneity, and I don't think we've ever had any disasters with that. So, for example, if you come home on a Sunday and you're like, "Oh, let's go to Tiffany's tonight," and I'm like, "Okay," like, but I don't think it's ever landed us in any disasters. No. Can you think of any?
Not like disasters. No, I wouldn't say that. But funny situations is just like. A lot of times we'll look at each other and think, what are we doing?
Oh my God, absolutely. For example, going to Tiffany's on a Sunday, and we always say, don't we, like, how lucky are we, like, that we can get to have this life. And I think then you look at each other and you think, oh my God, this is mental.
What are we doing?
So I think it's more that we have mental situations rather than...
I think if somebody was to look and... It would be a case of what are you doing? What?
Yeah. Like you're supposed to be going adults, responsibilities. Yeah.
Okay. How do you? Oh, this is interesting. How do you keep your own identity and self-care going when life with me can be a bit unpredictable? So how do you look after you? I don't think you do. I think you're very selfless.
I am. I'm going to say that. I'm going to admit that. Yeah.
You put everything into everybody else, and so where do you come into it?
I don't. I just think that you can't tell me I'm selfless and then take the piss. So I don't think that I don't think like I'm not the kind of person that runs off to the spa once a week. Do you know what I mean? Like, and although I did go for a lovely head massage last week, and that was lovely.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get a lot of me time.
No.
So.
But is that just life?
I think that's just we have a very busy life, Mm-hmm. But then does that mean that you need to step up and give me a bit more me time?
I think it's really difficult for me being a single dad for half of the week, and I've got a lot going on. Yeah. It's difficult.
I think as well because of the work pattern that you do. So you work evenings. So there isn't time for me to maybe... Last week, for example, it was lovely. Wednesday night, your daughter looked after the baby and your older son, and I went to the pub with my friend and did your quiz.
Yeah.
And that was lovely. Like, it was lovely to get out.
It wasn't lovely. He says it was just okay.
Oh, my God. Anyway, talk about holding on to stuff. But, like, it was nice to get out and be me for a bit.
Yeah.
And that very rarely happens because I am if Theo's not in nursery, I keep saying his name, but anyway, he's with me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Maybe you should, like, book yourself a holiday. Maybe just disappear for 4 days. You're looking forward to your hen weekend?
not mine. No, I know that when I go there, 90% of my brain will be left at home.
No, we'll make sure it's not.
No, but it will.
Yeah.
You can say that, but you're not inside my brain, are you?
No.
And it will be, because I'll be wondering, oh my God, is Adam coping? Oh my God, is your daughter coping with you and the baby and your son?
I've already told her she's got to be the mum.
Yeah, but I will not stop worrying and thinking about home life. And I don't know if that's for everyone. I don't know if everyone does that, but...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We'll do everything we can to make sure you don't.
No, I know, but...
Moving on. Oh, what advice would you give to someone dating or living with someone who has it? Sorry, do you know that I'm reading these for the first time? That's why I'm going, oh.
Yeah. Of course you are. That's your life.
What advice would you give to someone dating or living with someone who has ADHD? Your honest take for others in the same boat.
So, sorry, I think it's just have a lot of patience. And I suppose, without flying off the handle too soon, see things from your perspective.
Okay.
And that's probably hard, because people might think, well, they should see it from your perspective, but that's a lot harder for the person with ADHD to do. So I think to have an easy life, probably patience, and just remember that your brain doesn't work the same as mine.
I think I've seen a big difference in that from when we first met, where you'll now, like, we call you an enabler.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's enabling. I think it's just thinking, that's all right, we'll just go with this for a while and see. Well, I think you've got better at that. You've got better at just dealing with situations without either being angry or being stressed out or anything. Just, no, you have got better at that.
And I think that's a big thing that I've learned, is to take your side of things on board and remember that we're not the same.
Yeah.
And you work completely different to me. But obviously when I met you, I just assumed that everyone's brain is the same. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I'm just quirky.
You're just...
Ditzy. Oh my God. Honestly, that's... Oh,
sorry.
Ditzy. Right, wildcard questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. If my ADHD, I feel like a fraud because...
I've heard this one, but I still don't know what I'm going to say.
I hate saying if my ADHD is self-diagnosed.
Oh, right, okay, you feel a fraud because you've not actually been diagnosed?
Yeah.
I would love, like, if we went to the doctors and they were like...
I've not got
You've not got it! I think I'd leave you. Because you've been playing on it.
I would never, ever tell anybody.
No, you'd be like, I've definitely got it, yeah. And you'd write your own certificate.
I would like a second, third and fourth opinion.
This hereby certifies that I, Adam Reed, has ADHD.
Oh, wow, imagine. Right, if my ADHD were a character in a sitcom, what would they be called and what would their catchphrase be? So
do you know what I can't stop picturing?
What?
I think Peter Griffin.
Peter Griffin's got ADHD.
Honestly,
How much?
So obviously you watch a lot of Family Guy, don't you? With our 18-month-old son.
It's the only cartoon I watch with a baby.
He's such a judge.
Funny baby, it's called.
And honestly, like, I watch that and I am Lois and you are Peter Griffin. And I think that's the character that you would be. I think it is. He does shit all the time, just like off guard, and that is you, and just on another level. I feel like your level's here, Peter's up here, but you would get there.
I see it as well when, like, if we'll see Lois saying stuff like, "Oh, just let it pass, just let him be."
Yeah. But when I said to you this morning, I was like, "Oh, give me one of the questions. Let me know what it's like." Honestly, the first person I pictured was Peter Griffin.
It is so true. It really is.
So we won't call you Peter though.
No.
I don't want to think of a name for you, but that's the character that you would be in a programme.
It is weird that's Peter. Well, they say, what is the most bizarre hyperfixation phase I've dragged you through?
Oh, it's not bizarre, but I just think the darts thing. Oh no.
That was a big one.
But even like the podcast.
Oh yeah, this is still going.
And it's still going, and even the darts thing is going to an extent every now and again. But the podcast thing, I don't think you'd let that go until we started a podcast.
No, absolutely not. No.
Have you got one?
I'm just thinking about how much you enjoyed Crown Green Bowl.
Oh my God. Yes, last year we went Crown Green bowling, didn't we? Like 60-year-old people. Can't wait. Oh,
it's back on. Started today, I think. Every second Monday we will be Crown Green bowling
absolutely,
again.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think there's none that I hate. I don't think there's none that I've ever thought, oh fuck, like, do you know what I mean? Sorry, pardon my French, but it's true. Like,
yeah,
I don't think there's, even like with like when I want tablets for this and I want to try ashwagandha and I want to try lion's mane and I won't be happy until I'm drinking Space Goods, and I just think let it be. Like,
but now I've found rainbow dust, link in bio.
Oh yeah.
What about the old car and van stage? That was a bad one. So I had it in my head that I was going to get an old car or an old van for
right.
work.
Yeah.
And I went through a very big hyperfixation stage of that until we got one. Van turned out to be a nightmare, and then the old car is now turned it to the extent where a couple of days ago I said I'm done with the old car thing.
Yes,
I want something good.
But it doesn't really I know it affects me, but it doesn't really. Again, I just think let you get on with it. And yeah, okay. there isn't unless you came on and was like, I don't know, I'm really into some weird. I don't know.
God, where are you going?
I don't know. I'm going to stop there. But do you know what I mean? Like a weird hobby, or I want to start bonsai tree making. Just something out the blue.
I love how easy you just get on board with stuff, and then so take the darts, and then we end up playing darts to see who's doing dishes.
Yeah,
and we're playing darts every night. Crown green balls. Okay, Adam, let's go.
But that just makes life fun, doesn't it? It just makes it. If I didn't, and I was like, oh no, we wouldn't do anything together. We wouldn't.
No, I know.
Do you know what I mean?
The thing, I don't think I wouldn't go myself.
No, I know.
Play bowls myself.
But then maybe you should start taking on some of mine. Like, what if I did, like, let's go line dancing? Do you know what I mean?
I'm not against that, but that would be an interesting watch. Put that into Patreon.
Yeah.
Right, couple more.
Okay.
If we had to swap brains for 24 hours,
no.
What would you finally make me do just to prove a point?
Oh, deal with the baby.
Okay.
Change your napper, get him dressed.
Excuse me, I change nappies.
Once every 12 weeks. No, put him to bed. No, I'm lying. I wouldn't, I don't want to change brains with you. I don't think I'd want to live in that brain. Honestly, what you go through in your head, I don't want that. I'm okay, thanks.
Oh, she's so lucky.
Can I just say that more often than not, you do treat me like a princess, and I'm very lucky. Okay, yeah.
Aye, sound it.
No, but I am lucky.
Right, the parenting ones. Then I've got a couple of these, and
okay.
I'll round it up. What's the most ADHD dad thing you've ever seen me doing while parenting?
I'm
trying to think of anything daft I've done with a baby, or like you see videos where the baby's stuck to the wall with duct tape. I've always wanted to try.
Yeah,
it. Also, always wanted to throw cheese in his face. You wouldn't let me. Oh, there was something.
Things like feeding him coffee, feeding him coffee when he was like 6 weeks old. Do you know what I mean? Or like at the weekend, you give him iron brew.
He loves that.
No.
He's got to be in touch with his roots.
That's too much. Our 18-month-old boy should not be drinking iron brew. Okay.
Remember, we stopped giving him coffee around the same time we stopped having diarrhea.
Yeah. You would just let him sip coffee from your cup, and now
we were having bonding in the morning. We were having father-son bonding time.
Stick the vape in his mouth as well while you're at it.
Not till he's 3.
I think that's probably is the most ADHD thing is. To stop him from moaning, you will just like stick the coffee in his mouth, or you'll give him the iron brew. Not bad things,
no,
like obviously. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. You're not an irresponsible parent, but because they're not going to kill him, are they?
No.
I just, yeah. When I walked out that garden on Saturday, and
that iron brew was sugar free.
That's not the point.
It was sugar free iron brew.
You should have fizzy drinks. But then I also think you're his dad, so you've got to make some responsibilities as well.
Next, should we say I can't give him whiskey?
Here's your Buckfast, son.
Oh, right. If our household had a chore
chart.
Based on actual performance, where would I rank and what jobs would I be banned from forever?
So you do all the washing.
Uh-huh.
But the kids do.
I was reading, so I didn't realise how silent it felt there.
But the kids do not don't do much. So actually,
No.
you'd probably be second.
Yes.
However, you could be a lot higher of a second. But it is what you work like. I work now actually. You do a lot
David
of work.
Lloyd membership.
No, I just think I just get on with it because that's just what I do. So.
Okay. What's one parenting moment where ADHD actually became a superpower?
The ability to make our son laugh is your superpower.
Oh, I'll take that. That's nice.
And like the way he absolutely he comes to you for the lulz, you are definitely the fun parent. Okay. I try and I do all the silly dances, but you take it one step further, and I think that you are you're going to be the one that like, well, Dad said yeah.
I'll probably be doing it with him.
Probably, yeah. But I think he comes to you make him laugh like nobody else does.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, that's your superpower.
Okay, thank you. Don't call it... No, look, I looked into it this morning.
You've just said superpower?
Yeah, I know, that's why I stopped. I stopped mid-question because it says superpower.
Right.
And that is going to be one of our next episodes.
Right.
About people that call ADHD a superpower.
Oh, no, I wasn't calling your ADHD superpower. It's the fact that you make him laugh.
No, I know, I get that. That's nice. But it's the put... When ADHD actually became a superpower.
Look, your feelings have got hurt.
That goes right through me. That I don't like it. We'll talk about that at another point. But that's lovely. That's really nice. And my questions are done.
Brilliant.
Have you got an epilogue? So
just to round off, yeah.
Oh, check your camera.
What?
What camera are you meant to be on?
So basically, no, it's talking to you. Basically, just to you've got to build a supporting environment when one person's got ADHD and one person hasn't.
Okay.
So going forward, we need to have open and honest communication.
I think we do that.
Okay. We need to set boundaries.
Okay.
So to ensure mutual respect and understanding. I don't think we have any boundaries, and I wouldn't like to have boundaries either. I don't think that's us as a couple. Developing teamwork. I think we make a very good team. Yeah. Most of the time. Mm-hmm. Oh.
No, I agree. I think that it could be more level. I should be doing more.
Oh, no. Because what we do...
That's what I've got in the last 40 minutes.
What we do works, though. It works.
Yeah.
Supporting organisation to help your partner develop and implement organisational strategies, such as to-do lists, calendars and reminders, and encouraging self-help.
Right, okay.
They were just some things on the internet that were suggested as, like... what did I call it? A supportive environment.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the stuff that you read online and watch online doesn't really work for us.
No, I think we've got a very unique relationship, and I think you're very lucky that I'm so understanding.
I think...
That's from my last line. No more. That's it.
I think you're very lucky that I'm so fun. And excited.
So I'm boring and...
No.
Okay.
I'm just more fun.
What did you call me before? What did you say I am?
I don't know.
Oh, you said something and I thought, oh, that's nice. And I said, yeah, I am. Like laid back, no.
Selfless.
Selfless, yes.
I believe that, yeah.
Thank
sure.
you.
You're very selfless.
Okay, now it's time for our 5-minute moan.
Okay.
Last week, I can't remember what last time was, sorry. No. Am I going first?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So mine is all about...
Sorry, can I stop you? You've just had a 40-minute one, so I don't think you're allowed a 5-minute one.
I have not moaned. Okay. My moan this week is... do you know what I find, though? Sorry, that it's like I always moan about you, but you moan about things.
Okay.
Which I find... I'm sorry. Basically.
That's okay.
Okay, cool. So, why don't you indicate earlier when you're trying to get into a lane when you're driving? Oh, this drives me potty.
So, my latest car is built for comfort, not speed.
No, I completely understand that, right?
So, if I indicate, I would rather wait until the whole lane's clear and then I'll come out.
No, so
because trying to pull away in that car is just
no, but you're not pulling away. So say you're in a 2-lane, right? And you're in the wrong lane, and you'd be like, I can't get over. Indicate, because then how do the people know that you want to get over? And you don't indicate until you see a big massive gap, and then you'll indicate and pull in.
Yeah.
But how do people know that? But if you indicated,
they don't, because I'm not going to affect their life in such a manner where I've got to pull that beast into the next lane.
No, but if you indicate, people slow down for you. They create a gap, and you get in.
Enough. Have you ever tried to pull away in that car?
No, stop blaming the car. Stop it.
It's a very slow car to take off.
No,
it's comfortable though. I recommend a 2006 Kia Sedona to everybody.
Oh, man.
That must have been luxury 20 years ago.
Pull into the David Lloyd in that today. So that's my 5-minute moan. I don't understand why you don't indicate earlier.
I would just rather not get in that situation with the person behind me, and then I'm trying to pull away, and especially in motorways, that's a crash waiting to happen.
No,
because it just, there's no speed in it whatsoever. It just
it's not the car.
It is.
It's you.
Because I don't want to affect people behind me. So if I indicate, they've got to change what they're doing so that this beast can get out.
Stop talking about the car. Stop it. So. No, but they don't know that you want to move in that, and you get angry about it then, because you're like, oh, I can't get over. Oh, I can't get over it. Oh, but they don't know you want to get over, and that's what the highway code is. You indicate that people make room for you.
Okay, but
maybe it's not the highway code, but you know what I'm saying, though.
But then you've got to, it's a lot to overtake in that.
You're like one of them people that would be like, oh, I can't turn left. You know what I mean? I can only turn left.
I'm what you might call a cautious driver.
That's my 5-minute moan. It happened in Scotland, and I was like, oh my God, indicate, and you didn't. But I would never have said it out loud because there was a bit of tension.
Is that not the time when you told me that I gave you the ick? Because I was sitting behind a car down 50 in the inside lane. Because there was no space for me to overtake. Because I'm not crashing the beast.
I forgot about that. Just want to buy a racer, all right?
No, it's not going to happen in that
I'm not
car.
joking. I don't want to buy a racer.
I'm basically a bus driver.
Bus drivers wouldn't even indicate. They just pull in.
Okay, I hear you.
Yeah.
I will concentrate on my driving more. I concentrate.
It's not the driving. It's just that. It's that whole you get stressed because you can't get in a lane. And I'm thinking you've not even indicated to tell people that you want to get over.
Because I would rather they just got on with their life, and then when there's a gap, I'll do my thing.
Okay, so stop getting stressed about it then.
I will try.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Forgot mine. We have this thing in the house where it's a big one. I've been bottling this up for quite a while.
Okay.
It's a daily occurrence. And wow. So the setup of the living room means the table's on my side. So at least 105 times a night, mainly when I'm eating my dinner and stuff, or really into a TV programme, or could you just pass me that drink? At least 105 times a night, I'm passing you that drink.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. No.
I haven't got anywhere else to put it.
Well, do we need to make somewhere else for you to put it? Because your
daughter's going to love this one.
I'm engrossed. And why?
Because she loves the fact, like she always like the fact that, like, yeah, pass my drink, please. Pass my drink, please.
And I make a face every time, and I think, no, I'll save it because this is going to come up in the podcast. And I don't want to mention it in the house because this is a big one. Loads and loads of times a night. We need to change it.
So let's swap seats.
No, I like that thing.
But if we had another table at the end of my couch, the baby would just get all the stuff off it.
So we need a solution. I don't want to leave.
The solution is just stop being so selfish, just passing my drink.
Absolutely not. It's ruining my life.
My favourite one is when you've just said, you've got your fork and it's just to hit your mouth,
so
and I'm like,
do it deliberately?
No, I don't. It always seems to be at that point.
And do you see the face I make every time you do it?
Yeah, but I always think you don't mean it.
Oh,
because I always say, I'm so sorry.
No.
I'm scared about asking you. I'm so sorry.
I'm not surprised. Not the first 20 times you're not. By time 35, you should be.
I hear you. And going forward, I'll just go thirsty.
please, if that's all right.
Yeah,
or
of course.
Maybe if you just get up.
No, I've got my tea. I've got my tea though, haven't I? So a lot of the time.
Oh, so it's all right for me to put my tea down to get your dinner, to put my dinner down to get your drink, but you no. In future, I would like you to get up, walk round to that table and get it yourself. Thank you.
I mean, I hate that table as it is, but it's become the Adam rubbish table.
No, I think you discussed that. You brought that up one time, and it's been the perfect table.
No, it has not been the perfect table. Charger cables, batteries, coils.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry, that's going off point. Sorry. Okay, I will stop asking you for the drink.
Thank you.
Okay, brilliant. So to end today's podcast, we have what's called our good, bad, and ugly. And that's where you guys send us stories, messages, comments about having ADHD or living with someone with ADHD. If you do want to get involved, you can send them to ADHDorlife@gmail.com. So I've got a couple of nice things actually about couples. Okay, so this person says, after my partner got diagnosed last year, he's absolutely owned it. He does therapy, has an ADHD coach, and sees the doctor for medication. He's got memory tools in place. He pushes back way less when I ask him to do something. It used to be that he would say not now, but he's come to realise that not now would be never.
Okay.
So having a diagnosis meant there was a reason for why you did certain things or actually didn't do them, and it was like an epiphany for both of them. Mm-hmm. That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think that I'm not convinced that it will be your epiphany when you get a diagnosis, because we know 100% you've definitely, 99.9% you've definitely got it. Mm-hmm. But I thought that was lovely, the fact that they come to realise that, oh my gosh, they've got it, and look at the way their life's changed.
It's amazing because it's easy to think about looking at tools and looking at different things.
Yeah.
But to actually implement it is
absolutely, and I loved that. Yeah. Okay, so this one. So life with an ADHD partner is super hard, but there are lots of positives that make us stay with them. Their partner in his positive cycle is caring, compassionate, and considerate. Makes her laugh better than any comedians. That's you. Understands her, loves her wholeheartedly, constantly praises her and tells her he loves her. Wants to go out on dates. So there's a lot of positives to it as well. There's still lots of improvements that can be made in the relationship, but the majority of the time she feels like the luckiest girl alive. And I think that's because a lot of the time for you as well, people pleasing goes a long way. Definitely.
Yeah.
And
sorry, I was waiting for you to say you feel like the luckiest girl alive.
I said that to you before.
Okay.
I said that to you before. So I do feel like the luckiest girl alive. And the last one is, this person says that they get each other. So they don't get why they do certain things or day-to-day things, but on a deeper level, they relate. And when you have a big thing like that, it's easy to get over the little things. And I think that was quite touching, because I completely agree.
Nailed it. Yeah, definitely. I think we are in fact, I think we always have been at a stage where we get each other and we're a bit daft.
Yeah.
Bit daft.
Well, look at this. Do you know what I mean? Look at this life that we've got.
Yeah.
And I agree that when you look at the bigger picture, the small things just seem.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, cut.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. If you want to get involved, you can follow us on our socials. Go and like, comment, tag us, follow us, please. We are at ADHD or Life Pod on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Yep. That's them all.
Instagram.
Instagram, sorry, yeah. And if you want to get in touch with us as well, you can send us an email at adhdorlife@gmail.com. Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
See you later.